Defending Utah covers the stories others are just too often afraid to touch.
They don't nibble around the edges when it comes to pointing out threats to our liberty. They're not afraid to name names and call out organizations.
This is Defending Utah Radio, every Friday morning at 9 on K-Talk 1640. Defending Utah. Think right and wrong, not right and left. Join Defending Utah, because if you're not already on a government watch list, you should be.
Welcome back to Defending Utah Radio right here on K-Talk AM 1640, where we think right and wrong, not right and left. Sticking to correct principles, no matter which side of the aisle we're on, because you know what? Sometimes the so-called conservatives are on the wrong side of liberty, and so we need to make sure that we're holding people to consistent principles no matter what. If you want to be a part of the program, give us a call, 801-254-1640. It's 801-254-1640 to have your voice heard, and on the bigger and better K-Talk Radio. So coming up here at the just in a couple of weeks, we have something going on in Northern California that actually has links to Utah. So I'm going to play. So maybe I want to give some context. I was just going to play it first, but maybe I should give some context. Every summer, a group of people out of what's called the Bohemian Club, they go to their Bohemian Grove just north of San Francisco. And these are the elites in business, the elites in politics. You've got Jimmy Carter, you've got George Bush Jr. and Sr., you've got Newt Gingrich, just all of your top players behind the scenes and in front of the scenes in business and politics attend this male-only getaway where they hire gay prostitutes. And when Nixon went there, he said that it was the gayest, the gayest group of people that he ever had been around. And this organization's been around since 1872, and they continue on every summer, every late July, to meet there. And we've got Utah connections to this as well. So it is male only. They hire male prostitutes. This is where a lot of the different big events that come up in the future in government are framed. They get together to kind of have a quote-unquote fun weekend of homosexual activity of married men, among married men, and they discuss, what are our next programs for the world going to be, and then they do what's called the cremation of care, a quote-unquote mock human sacrifice. And so I'm going to play a short clip from that ceremony that some of your state leaders even have been to.
So shall we burn thee once again this night, flames that eat thine effigy. We shall read the sign, Midsummer sets us free. Ye shall burn me once again. Not with me, flame, which hither ye have brought from regions where I reign. Ye fools and priests, I spit upon your fire. Wow. Prince of all mortal wisdom, thou of Bohemia, we beseech thee, grant us thy counsel.
So that's during the cremation of care and the prayer to the owl god of Moloch. And so what I'm going to do is so it might have been difficult to actually hear maybe some of those words that were being said. The person that snuck in to the Bohemian Grove to record this satanic ritual done by people like, again, George Bush, Jimmy Carter, George Bush Sr., Newt Gingrich, and also even according to a member of the Utah State School Board, our own Mitt Romney has been a part of this as well. And so I'm going to just read to you the text of this of this part of the presentation of their satanic ceremony that I just played for you. So it says, "So shall we burn thee once again this night," that the cremation of care, "and then with the flames that eat thine effigy, we shall read the sign of midsummer sets us free. Ye shall burn me once again." And then it has laughing and cackling from the owl. And it says, "Not with these flames, which hither ye have brought, from regions where I reign. Ye fools and priests, I spit upon your fire." And then this firework comes and lights the effigy on fire. So they burn the cremation of care. And it says, "O owl, prince of all mortal wisdom," this Babylonian god, "owl of Bohemia, we beseech thee, grant us thy counsel." They are praying and they are offering a sacrifice to this giant owl. It seems bizarre that our elected officials and major people in academia and in business would be a part of this ritual every summer. And that helps us to really start to realize how deep this goes, and that it's not just about political differences, that it's not just about philosophies. These guys are into some serious satanic worship. And so this organization specifically was formed in 1872 in San Francisco, and has had major political leaders be a part of it. We go back to the 1890s, and James Blaine, the Secretary of State at the time, was a member of the Bohemian Club and attended these events. And then we go to, in Utah, in 1886, a chapter of the Bohemian Grove, the Bohemian Club, was actually formed in Salt Lake City. So it was formed in 1872 in San Francisco, and then 1886, a chapter of it is formed right here in Salt Lake City. What is this? And the Bohemian Club in San Francisco was where a lot of the underground homosexual movement, even in the 1800s, got its start, and with major influential people in the state of Utah, even going up to the early to mid 1900s. In fact, the Bohemian Club has, if you just do in the state of Utah, actually some of this information is even available by searching it, but online. But some of it you have to go to the archives, and we found a lot of the stuff that you can't find on Google, and we put a lot of this information about Utah's secret combinations in our book, Utah's Secret Combinations, that you can get at our website at defendingutah.org and clicking on the store tab. Because this was the gathering place for the homosexual activists until it again went underground in the 1940s. And then we go to, I fast forward again, during the 1980s and 90s, a guy by the name of John William Gallivan, who was the publisher of the Salt Lake Tribune. He was actually a member of the San Francisco Bohemian Club. And so you've got, again, we go back to business, we go back to elected officials, we have our, academia, and we have people in media that are a part of the same organization that are working for the goals of destroying Christianity, of destroying morality and religion, and bringing us into this amoral world where this moral relativism, where there's, reality doesn't matter, there's no such thing as gender, that there's no such thing as right and wrong, that it's going back to the satanic creed of self-gratification. And as you can promote that, then you can destroy liberty, because liberty is the only way it can survive is with morality. And they understand that. And so everything that they're doing is in destroying morality is towards the long-term goal of destroying liberty. Because the more debauchery there is in a nation, the more government needs controls to be able to protect people's life and property to some extent, from just the masses destroying them. And so we have the Bohemian Grove operate, and this is kind of really this is almost the foundations of where Defending Utah came from, of recognizing that this battle that we are seeing between God and Satan, between liberty and domination by the state, as David O. McKay said, this is a battle between Christ and Satan. And so if they're doing those types of, this is our hypothesis, right, when we formed Defending Utah, now like 4 or 5 years ago, what is if they're doing that in California, wouldn't it make sense they were doing something like that or worse here in Utah? And so that sent us on this journey to be able to find out of what's really going on behind the scenes, what's really the push behind the things that we're seeing. How is the international agenda being pushed in the state of Utah? And a lot of people don't realize how much we have, that they've learned about the international conspiracy, and they've learned about the things that have been going on, with the United Nations that's coming to Utah, in August of this year. How is all this stuff coming through? And so we have back just after, World War I, there was the big push to be able to get us into the League of Nations and build a world government that way. But through warnings of people like J. Reuben Clark, they were able to stop that. And so there's a group of folks like the Rockefellers and with the guy, Woodrow Wilson's right-hand man, Colonel Edward Mandell House, who formed the Council on Foreign Relations to sell people on world government so they could get something like the United Nations through after World War II. And so one of the co-founders of the Council on Foreign Relations said that he wanted to build a socialism as dreamed of by Karl Marx. So this organization, they've got the Council on Foreign Relations, they have state chapters all across the country. Not every state has one, but of course, the state of Utah, right here in Salt Lake City, has their own chapter of the American Committees on Foreign Relations. Now, according to their website, in 1938, the Council on Foreign Relations, possibly the most prestigious think tank in America, believed it was time to create a number of nonpartisan, nonprofit committees across the country for the purpose of bringing business and professional leaders together to discuss world events due to isolationist attitudes and emerging international conflicts. So they built these local chapters of the Council on Foreign Relations to influence the local communities. And so we're about to go ready to a break. So, caller, we're going to get to you right after we get back from the break. If you want to be a part of the program, 801-254-1640 is the number. Please hold on, and we're going to get to you. But they've built these chapters all across the country. We've got one right here in Salt Lake City, and it's the Salt Lake Committee on Foreign Relations. And, in fact, we actually were able to hear the tail end of one of their presentations they gave about a year ago here in Salt Lake City that they said at the closing remarks of this presentation that they were giving here in Salt Lake at the Salt Lake Committee on Foreign Relations was just flabbergasting. They said that most people don't want to give up their liberty, and so it's our job to convince them why they should do so. And then that was the closing remarks of the presentation. And I was just flabbergasted that they would be so bold to say that in a setting right here in Salt Lake City. So if you want to learn more about these Sierra combinations, the organizations, their history right here in the state of Utah, go to defendingutah.org and click on the store tab and pick up our new book, our now 2-year-old book, actually, these Utah's Secret Combinations. That's Utah's Secret Combinations at defendingutah.org, and click on the store tab. It's going to give you information and original research and the sources that you can go to even look it up yourself to be able to find out what that history is and what's been really going on. So when we get back from the break, we're going to be talking some more about the principles of what we can do about these things right here in Utah.
Tired of bureaucrats and tyrannical government? Defending Utah knows how to fix that. It's called nullification. To find out more, stop by our office and pick up your pamphlet on nullification today. defendingutah.org. Think right and wrong, not right and left.
This Defending Utah presentation brought to you in part by Anderson Accounting, andersonaccounting.com, Trust Plumbing, 801-808-5470, Higher Calling Firearms, highercallingfirearms.com, Pioneer Family Scholars, Black Lotus Web Dev, blacklotuswebdev.com, American Appliance at 801-254-2566, Shem Financial Services, 801-856-6151, and the law offices of Garrett T. Smith, 801-477-1570, and Kangen Water at championsneverquit.biz.
It's a fact. More photos of you are being taken than ever before. Are you ashamed of your smile? At last, a new technology that gives a brighter and healthier smile in under 2 hours. And it's fully warranted, so you'll never have to worry about your smile again. Call Dr. Jeremy Thompson at Thompson Dental, 801-254-0835, or visit GoNewSmile.com, and we'll show you how you can restore your faded, yellowed, or worn teeth without surgery, crowns, or implants. And it's backed by a 30-day, 100% satisfaction money-back guarantee. This scientific breakthrough will painlessly transform your appearance in one visit. The smile you've been waiting for will never cost less or look brighter than it will today. Call 801-254-0835 or visit GoNewSmile.com. That's GONU Smile.com to revitalize your smile. New smile. It looks good on you.